Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Bitcast episode 15. It is Valentine's Day, February 14th, Friday. Happy Valentine's Day. Last video, we were talking about Bitcoin, obviously, and if we flip over to the Bitcoin chart, we will see that Bitcoin is around the 10.3 area, and last time I spoke with you guys, we were struggling to flip this 10.1 area. We were kind of just testing it. We hadn't got above it, and as you can see, price is now above it. And if we draw that line and we zoom in on the daily, you can see that we actually got above it, came down, retested it, got above it, retested it one more time, and now we're kind of slowly making our way back up. And so I think that's good to see. I think that means, as long as this monthly level holds support, there's really no reason to believe that this should go down. Although I will say I don't like the way that this looks from a charting perspective. This is what they call a rising wedge, and I made a Twitter post about it, talking about how we could see this rising wedge break down, because it is a bearish pattern. Rising wedge, it just like basically the trend just runs out of steam, and eventually it drops, and once price closes below this bottom level, it's a good trade entry point, and then the target is it usually breaks down below the base of the triangle. And if we look, it's tough to say. I don't like shorting the trend, the bull trend. I did open a small short up here. I don't really like it. I'm probably going to close it because as of right now, price is actually back above this line. So it doesn't look good. It looks like we broke out of the wedge. Because remember, charting patterns are just a game of probabilities. Just because this is a bearish pattern doesn't mean that it has to, every time it's going to be a bearish, result. It just means that the majority of the time, the probabilities are in your favor that this is going to break down. And as of right now, if you give this a little context in the trend and how we broke out of this downtrend, and then now we're making our way back up, it really, it's tough to try to fight that trend. I mean, we literally just reversed. And if we actually look at the chart on the daily, if we look at some moving averages, the 50 and the 200, you will see that we are about to have a golden cross, as they say. And we talked about this in the last video. A golden cross, when the 50 goes over the 200, that's usually signifies a bull trend. And as you can see, last time that happened, we rose about 300%, and it's about to cross again, and we're up about 40% since the new year started. So, giving that, in retrospect, we're only up 40% and we're about to have a bull cross. Maybe we're not going to see a little correction until, we could easily test these highs and maybe even, test some levels above this, at 15, 14K area. Maybe even retest the all-time high. Shit, this is a halving year. Who knows? All I know is that the trajectory of this 50-day moving cross is damn near up and down. So that's telling you that the momentum is strong and it's going up. The momentum is up. So it's very encouraging to see. I'm excited for the trend reversal and continuation of the bull trend, because ultimately we've been since 2009, since the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, when we were down here, it's been in a bull trend. We had a 6-month downtrend here, but it was literally just a correction down to the 618 fib before continuation of the bull trend that started here. That ultimately started since its inception 11 years ago. So I think this has a lot of room to run. I think this is the beginning of a reversal. I'm playing the monthly levels. The monthly levels have been huge, and the further you zoom out, the levels are respected, a lot more. If you're zoomed in, the levels that you're drawing just aren't as not as much liquidity at those levels. So I think what we're going to see is we're at the very least going to see a retest of this 10.7 area, which is the next monthly level. And if you'll see, this is the highest candle close on the monthly level for this little pattern here. If we break above that, we're probably going to test that 14K, 13.9, 14K area. So we'll see. I think this has got a lot of steam. I think we're going to, continue to the upside, but I am leery. I think we could see a pullback. Bitcoin's kind of stalled out since we hit 10.5, and the reason I think we're stalling out a little bit on the Bitcoin chart is because altcoins are absolutely popping off. It's been an alt season the past 2 months. Basically, since February started, the past 2 weeks have been an alt season. And I'm going to show you why. So if we pull up the Bitcoin dominance chart, and what this chart is the percentage of the total market cap in the cryptocurrency space is Bitcoin. So right now, 62.33% of the whole total market cap of the crypto space is Bitcoin. And in the past, whenever Bitcoin, or whenever this BTC dominance chart, whenever we see the dominance in Bitcoin falling, that typically means, or from our understanding of 2017 to 2018, was that when Bitcoin was falling, that signified that people were taking their Bitcoin and they were using it to buy altcoins or taking riskier plays. So what we can infer from that is, if we ever see Bitcoin dominance start to fall, it could be a good opportunity for some altcoin plays. Maybe shifting some of your Bitcoin gains, putting them into altcoins, and then kind of riding that double. You'll learn if you're going to be trading in the space, investing in the space, that it kind of goes in cycles as far as like pumps in the space. It starts with Bitcoin, then it goes to large caps like ETH and and Litecoin, and then it'll go into like medium caps that are in like that 50, 100 range. On the total market cap list, and then it'll go to small caps after that, and then the cycle just kind of repeats itself, and it goes back to Bitcoin, and then so it's a cycle that I've been watching. I've been watching this trend line that's been here since 2018, and Bitcoin has respected it on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and as you can see, we broke below this trend line, signifying a possible alt season. And I'm going to tell you right now, alts have been popping off since we broke this trend line. If we look at the Ethereum chart, it's absolutely ridiculous. This thing is just going off. I mean, it hasn't even been consolidating as much as like Bitcoin has been. Bitcoin chart has been going up a little bit and consolidating, up a little bit and consolidating. Like, it hasn't really consolidated much. It consolidated a little bit here, but it's literally just been going up. And I think what we could see with ETH is it's going to test this support up here. It's been a major support for ETH, support resistance level since way back here in 2017. Tested here, broke through right here, tested here, broke through right here, tested here. And now I think we're going to revisit it. It's around that 360 area. So, this huge double bottom it's got going on here. I think it's gonna test this level sometime soon. And we're seeing that with a lot of altcoins. Another altcoin play of mine is Tezos. And Tezos has staking capabilities. So it's my understanding that all the major exchanges have agreed to this Tezos staking, or partnered with Tezos, so that if you buy Tezos on their exchange and you just hold it on their exchange, they will actually pay you like 5% interest in Tezos for staking it or holding on to it on their exchange. And that's a major incentive for people to buy and hold Tezos. Well, if people are buying and holding coins from a fixed supply asset, what's that going to do to price? And another thing is that these exchanges that have partnered with Tezos, they have to have reserves of Tezos in order to pay those staking rewards. So there's a liquidity crunch for Tezos, and I think that's why we're seeing this parabolic movement with it. The first time I heard about, the Tezos staking, and then Coinbase listed it, which is one of the top exchanges, I started buying. It was right around here. It was a little over $1. I think I first bought in at like $1.13, and price is at $3.50 now, and that was around November of last year. So in about 4 months, I've already 3x'd. And it was literally, my whole investment thesis after listening to this guy give his analysis of Tezos and explain it to me, is like, how can the price not rise if you have, there's only so many Tezos, exchanges got to buy it, individual customers, they want to buy it and hold it just because, they think it's going to appreciate, plus you're going to get that staking. People have incentive to buy and hold it. So when people have incentive to buy and hold an asset, what's that going to do to price? When people want to buy more of it, there's obviously not enough supply to go around, price is going to go up. And I think that's what we're seeing. And if we compare the price of Tezos to other coins that have similar supply, like I like to look at EOS. If we look at Tezos, it has right now in circulating supply, it has 735 million coins. EOS has 931 million coins in circulation, and the price of one EOS is 538. So if the price of EOS is 538 and there's more coins in circulation and there's less coins of Tezos, and Tezos is only at 354, like I easily see it flipping the EOS price, especially this current price. So I think that's something important to look at. If you're looking into altcoins, you definitely need to pay attention to their supply, because their supply is a major factor in how the supply demand economics are going to affect the price. Because obviously, if you've got high demand and it's got only so much supply, it's going to shoot up the price. So you can kind of look at some of these other coins that have similar supplies, and then you can kind of calculate what might be a fair price for an asset that you might want to invest in, like Tezos. As you can see, it's up 14% today. It's one of the better gainers of the day. So I'm excited about Tezos. I think it's got a lot of incentive for people to buy and hold it. I think that's why we're seeing this rise. I'm excited about it. There's been a lot of altcoin plays. I mean, look at all this green. All of these are in the green. One red. Green, 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 green. One red. Green, green, green. I mean, it's alt season. So what I've been doing is I've been playing the cycles. Bitcoin went up. It's kind of stalling around that 10.3, 10.5 area. I'm going to take some of them gains, maybe put it into Tezos or one of these, altcoins that I think is going to, maybe pop off a little bit. It hasn't rose. And then, repeat the cycle. Take my gains from that, put it back in Bitcoin, and just kind of move your capital around without moving it too much, because every time you move it or exchange it for something else, it's obviously a taxable event, so I'm always conscious of that. But you want to, it's an easy way to accumulate more Bitcoin, in my opinion. Take your Bitcoin, put it into altcoins after Bitcoin's done pumping, then those pump. And then once those pump, you sell them for your Bitcoin again, and now you have more Bitcoin. It's not rocket science. So yeah, really excited about Tezos. I think it's going to be one of the better gainers in this next bull market, in my opinion. Yeah, if you guys got any altcoins you want me to chart or take a look at, give me my analysis of, I'd be more than happy to. Really excited. I think Bitcoin is going to test that 10.7 area like I was talking about. We've already cleared the 10.200 area, 10.180 or whatever it was, that other monthly level. So I think we're going to crush it and go to that next one. We're going to test this blue level up here, 10.730. In my opinion. We'll see. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Got some charting to do. I'll holler at you in the next one. Alright, peace out.